All right, let's get right into it. Take a look at any busy construction site. It's a scene we've all seen, right? Productive, routine, but sometimes hidden in plain sight is a single mistake that can have absolutely devastating consequences. Today, we're going to break down one of the most critical, yet surprisingly common, safety violations in crane operations.
So, just picture it. It's a totally standard operation. You've got scaffolding going up on one side, pipes being installed on the other. You can hear the sounds of a job getting done. Everything looks and feels completely normal.
The crews are working hard. Deadlines are on track. It feels like any other day on the job. But what if I told you that someone on this very site is in mortal danger and they have absolutely no idea?
That's because somebody, somewhere, is breaking a cardinal rule. A rule so fundamental that ignoring it turns a routine task into a ticking time bomb. So what is it? What's the mistake here?
The mistake is shockingly simple, but it's absolutely lethal. Workers are standing directly underneath a suspended load. This is the one thing that every safety manual is designed to prevent, yet it happens way too often. Sometimes because we get complacent, other times because of the pressure to get a job done fast.
So let's be clear on what we mean by a suspended load. Basically, it's anything, big or small, being held up in the air by a crane. Could be a bundle of pipes, a steel beam, you name it. And here's the really crucial part. At that moment, the only thing defying gravity is a bunch of cables, slings, and machine parts. That's it.
The reason this is so forbidden isn't just because of one single risk. No, it's because there's a whole cascade of things that can go wrong, and every single one of them has devastating potential. Let's take a look at just how quickly this whole scene can turn tragic.
First, and this is the one that probably comes to mind for most of us, the sling holding the load could just snap. This could be from simple wear and tear, using the wrong rigging method to attach it, or maybe just a hidden defect. And in that instant, gravity always wins.
Next up, that load could start swinging wildly. All it takes is a sudden gust of wind or a tiny miscalculation from the operator, and that suspended object turns into a giant wrecking ball, capable of wiping out everything and everyone in its path.
And the end result of either of these events is brutally simple: fatal, crushing injuries. For anyone standing underneath, there is zero time to react. The outcome is almost always catastrophic.
And here's the thing, it's rarely just one single failure. You should think of it like a chain of dominoes, right? It might start with something as simple as poor communication, which leads to not setting up a proper exclusion zone. That allows a worker to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when a piece of rigging that maybe wasn't inspected properly finally gives out. See? Each mistake just lines up the next one, leading right to disaster.
And listen, this isn't just speculation. These safety rules are written based on the hard, painful lessons of past tragedies. This quote right here, from official guidelines, is a really stark reminder of what is truly at stake.
So, what do you do when you see this happening? Well, you don't just walk by. There is a clear, non-negotiable blueprint for what to do next. And this isn't about pointing fingers or placing blame. It's about preventing a disaster. So what does that blueprint look like?
Think of this as the emergency brake. It's a protocol that literally saves lives. And you know what? Any single person on that site has the authority to pull it. The steps are crystal clear. Stop the lift right away. Get everyone out of the area. Call in the leadership. And crucially, work does not restart until the entire crew has been rebriefed and all the proper procedures are locked in place.
And this really shows that true safety doesn't start when the crane's engine turns on. No, it starts way before that, with planning. You have to ask the right questions before anything even thinks about leaving the ground. Is there a risk assessment? Is the crew certified? Is all the gear inspected and good to go? Is the ground stable? Every single yes is another layer of protection.
Now, during the lift itself, every single action matters. The right way is all about control and communication. That means using taglines, which are basically ropes, to guide the load from a safe distance. Setting up a clearly barricaded zone and having a dedicated banksman or signal person acting as the eyes and ears for the operator. The wrong way? Well, the wrong way relies on guesswork and luck, and sooner or later, luck always runs out.
After all the plans, all the procedures, and all the protocols, it really all boils down to one simple, unforgettable golden rule. Seriously, if you remember nothing else from this explainer, please remember this.
That's it. There is no deadline, no amount of pressure, no shortcut in the world that is worth the risk of standing under a suspended load. It is the one line that you can never, ever cross.
Let's just be perfectly, brutally clear here. We're not talking about a minor injury or a close call. The forces involved here are immense. The outcome is terrifyingly efficient. It's an instant, irreversible fatality.
And that really leaves us all with one final question. It's the question that every single worker, every supervisor, and every project manager should be asking themselves every single day. Because when you actually weigh the few seconds you might save against a human life, well, the answer is always unequivocally no.